or being teased when you're a child, or whatever, at work, or things like that. And I've been thinking, like, there's one thing to explain why people do that to other children. They have their reasons and things like that. But how do you heal that wound of having been, made fun of?
Bully, bullied.
Bullied, yeah, bullied.
Well, I can tell you an example. Um, I grew up in the boarding school, and I was the sporty one. I love sports, and I love winning when I was younger. But I will tell you that I've been bullied, and I bullied because when the kids were not, to me, in my perception, they were not fast enough. Oh, I was getting so angry that I bullied the kids, you know? And I remember that mm, for many, until now. So recently, I went to a wedding and I saw the person I bullied, when I was a kid, and she was the sister of the bride. And then I asked her, "Would you ever forgive me that I bully you when we were young?" And she said, "What? What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, I used to get so angry with you because you were not fast enough." Oh, that's what I thought. And she said, "I don't remember that." And I said, "I do remember perfectly, because I do remember perfectly, and I'm so sorry. Would you forgive me?" And she said, "There's nothing to forgive because I don't remember that part of you." And I said, "Really? What do you remember?" Say, "I remember that we were always laughing. You make us laugh. I'm like, "No, but I do remember, and I'm so sorry. So that was it. And I'm like, wow, how how is life that that gets you stuck in your brain for so long. And I said, I wish I could see her again and to say sorry. And that happened. And also I've been bullied, but mm, it's gone for me. Like people bully me because I was a bit of the nerd. It's okay. But what marked me the most that I bully someone. But yeah, that's how you heal, basically.
I'm
See,
not the bully, so I can't connect them. Sorry, I am the bullied one. So I wonder if I met some of those girls that were doing that. Oh, I remember. They did not make me laugh, and I would be like, "You better say sorry. You ruined some time for me."
I have uh, I think it was third grade, or it must have been third grade, fourth grade, for 2 years, maybe even three. There was a girl, and she really bullied me. She was awful. She was really, really awful. And I, for 2 years ago, I got she got in contact with me. First, first I thought, should I get in contact with her? Should I say something? I was so hurt, but she had made a comment of one of the groups from the school where went as a child, and then I said, thank you for your comment, or how are you? And then she wrote to me in a personal message. And when I saw the personal message came, I was like, what's she going to say now? And then was she sent me a voicemail asking me for forgiveness, because that was bullying every day, many years. Was me and another kid, and I don't know anything from the other kid. We lost contact with him, and I've been asking for him. They say that they don't know what happened to him, and but that this really marked her life. she's very spiritual, and she has, and all these are things she has had to work with. How she bullied people in a awful way. So it's usually, according to what I've read regarding in psychology and many other areas, with coaching and mentoring, is that usually the people that bully, they are the ones that suffer most, because then when they get grown up, they realize that, oh, I've done this awful thing to people, and the average or the rate of people that have been bullied, they forget, or they grow up and they see that, well, that was an experience that made me stronger. But sadly, we also have some cases of people that even take their lives, people that hurt themselves because they have been bullied so much that they have no feelings, so they start hurting themselves and doing things. But mostly, I have seen that people that like to bully, they come from houses that maybe have problems. Parents haven't been present, problem with siblings, feel that they like had to step up, be a grown up fast. So it's a complicated thing, that with the being bullied or bullied. But for me, it's like, for her, listening to her asking me for forgiveness, that helped me a lot. But on the other hand, I already had work to release things that were not nourishing my life, not giving positive things in my life. And again, this is an experience today that where I can help people to solve these issues, because there's a lot of people, uh, and I even close people close to me have been bullied really horrible, and still that is doing something with them.
You know, when you talk about it, I uh, I feel that I'm not over it myself. And when you say that they had hard life, I mean, I don't care that they had hard life, and they could have been, I don't know, losing a leg, and then they would not get compassion from me. And then when I thought that, okay, I think I have a topic there, because for so many years, these people have ruined my self-image because I've been bullied for being chubby. So many years I couldn't look in the mirror and see myself through out under my skin. And so many years. I think only it changed when I became sure, when I went to studies, because listen, I slimmed out a lot, and I was also on a vodka diet, drinking a lot and partying a lot, and studying heavy, and a lot of weight just goes away. So I've been getting a lot of compliments from, of course, from my parents and from people and from everyone, but it didn't matter, because deep inside I knew I am still the same chubby little Veronica that from kindergarten until, I don't know, primary school, I have been made fun for this, and nothing can change it. Now when I'm doing the yoga, and I have become so sporty that there's no way I can tell myself it's, it's become really, really sporty. And there was no way I could see in the mirror. And for the first time I saw, okay, yeah, no, I can see that it is true that yeah, that I've been seeing only the fat that was not there. And it's because of those people. And I know that people have complexes and they are still not dealing with that. So, but I mean, how can I forgive them if they have taken, I don't know, 20 years of my life and put me in different clothes and put me in not being able to stand in front of a crowd and covering my belly? And how do I forgive them?
I'm glad you mentioned that. I think it's powerful that you share that. And I can tell you that I experienced exactly the same, and this is what I was bullied for because I've been overweight all my life. Well, there was a period that I was not because then I became anorectic. Then I was measuring what I was eating, and I was doing a lot of sports, and I was running, and I was playing basketball, and I was playing volleyball. I was walking hours because I wanted to go down in weight because I didn't want to be that fat person. And how do you forgive them? Is by taking a decision that they don't take any more space in your life. Those people are not worth your time or your energy. And when you start thinking like that, and every time you think about them, you said, no, look, I am a successful teacher in yoga. I have a wonderful husband. Then you go back to the positive things in your life. I have a podcast. So, and then the memory of them, it just bleaches out in a way because they're not worth your energy, your anger, your thoughts. And then yeah, I know you have you have learned about forgiveness. You have a lot of tools to work with, like for example, the dragon. Go there and forgive yourself, and ask the dragon to help you to forgive the moment, fill it with energy, and it will vanish. I promise you will, because that's what I did. And then today I saw how she reacted. It's like she has been looking for forgiveness everywhere because she did something wrong. Bullying somebody is not good. And accepted, okay, it has happened to me, but look at me today. Look at my life today. What did I gain with that? What did you gain? Go back past the illusion. You have heard me saying that many times. Lose past the illusion. What is the topic? What is the lesson of that? And when you find it, and then you can even be thankful. And I experienced that also when I was attacked working as a nurse. And today I'm thankful for that situation because of him that almost killed me. I am today in my spiritual path. I would have never gotten there without him.
Talking about this, Veronica, make me think as well, like why I was bullied. And I thought, because I was the nerdy one. But then when you were talking, I said, no, 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 not because I was the nerdy one. Yes, the nerd in the
The
class.
nerd.
Nerdy, not okay.
But because I was a different color.
Oh,
Yes. And then you were talking about that, like all these people that they tell you, they insult you or they bullied you. They knew you, but a lot of people when I grew up, they didn't know me and they were insulting me. Yeah, really. I forgot about this side of my life because in Spain back in the 80s, there were no foreigners, like no their own with one single color. So we stand out a lot, but in a way that they didn't like us because were different. Me, my family, and majority of the kids in the boarding school, they were foreigners, mm, Africans, Asians, and South Americans. So we study in another school every day, and the schools were only Spanish. And on the daily basis, we receive insults like Chinese, go back to your country. And I was so confused, like, but I'm not Chinese. Which country? This is my. So you grow up thinking you are way less than all the rest of your class because the color your my color was different. So I grew up thinking I'm less, and I need to prove that I am not. This is why the doing all of my life, over studying, overdoing things, over proving that I was the same. But then you mentioned, where are these people? I don't know, they're still in Spain probably or no. But it changed a lot when I moved to another country, and there were more people like looking at me. But I still have in my early 20s the mentality of I am not enough because I'm not white and I have to prove. Then it was from one day to another, I switched. I said, no, 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 hang on a minute. It's not about the color. This country is completely different. It's not about the color. Is about me changing the program, the old program. So I completely forgotten that part of my childhood because it doesn't really affect me anymore. But yes, is in a lot of I have friends that they also moved out the country because of the color as well. So that is as well, it can impact your life, you know. But it's up to all of us to change, to make a decision of, is this going to affect me? Is it, is this am I going to carry still with the same program? No. Nowadays, I don't feel there is, of course, sort of racism, but it doesn't affect me anymore because I just pass over that experience. It's all about the soul, is all about having experiences and how to bring that experience in the consciousness. And this is how you move on the trauma, not defining was bad or good. It was just experience. Well, that's
Yeah, I think I kind of forgot about the bullying part. And yeah, it's always like this. The topics come up one after another, right? And I feel like, oh, now I've dealt with the traumas from my parents. Now I'm going to be a happy adult. And then, oh, there's a next one. And it's been going on for a year now. It's constantly something. Yeah.
But isn't it what makes life exciting? No, no, I'm going. Because imagine that everything was just perfect. Everything was like pink and cloudy and just beautiful and just cloudy and sunny uh, and the, the chirping of the birds. I think it will be boring in a way. I think that it's the ups and downs of life is what makes life exciting. And one thing I can say is that when you are really in the here and now, when you are really have developed and gone so deep into yourself, that when you're in the here and now and I will use again this word that for me is the only way I can explain it, the magnificence of life, then you forget about everything that has happened. You just like, oh, and sometimes it's overwhelming, all these emotions of beauty and happiness and thankfulness. It's like a bouquet of too much, but you experience it, and then you can see back and behind, like where you come from, and then you say, I experienced this, but this made me this, and because of this happened, and this happened, and this happened. It's like a thread that is woven, and it will bring you to where you are today. And for me, that's what I call the epic journey. You can start by doing something good, and then something, let's call it, that you don't expect happens, for not calling it bad, because nothing is bad or good. And then you start seeing your life like smooth, like a little snake, very slowly moving something that at the end you will be very proud of, once you take responsibility for your own life. As long as you're saying they are the reason, they are the ones that did, but what's your responsibility here? Your responsibility here is, I am Veronica. I am a strong, beautiful woman. I can forgive those idiots and not give them my energy no anymore, because I worth more than that. And then they have no power over you. That's why letting go for me, it's easy today. It was not to begin with, but today is very easy because I understand that is the idea of what I wanted to be, what was not met, was my expectations of something. So like my expectation of my mother protecting me, she didn't. So that was what it was wrong. I was hurt because of that. And when I take the expectation out of the question, she did what she thought it was best.
But I
But
feel like it's true that it's people when what they said and you can let go. But in a way, I feel like I did that because I don't hold anger towards the people per se, but I still have the broken image of myself because of that. And how do I fight with that? And anytime I try to imagine myself the true beauty because I can feel the soul and it's so beautiful. And they're like two different worlds. And one, I am this infinite being that just came from space and it's like shiny and wrinkly, the same material as the crystal dragon, like amazing. And then I look at myself in the mirror and I feel like, and when I try to compare and bring those two things together, I feel like there's a gap. And I have those moments when I teach yoga, my body, I feel so good in it and I love the body and I'm moving around and it doesn't matter if I look bad because I am in my, essence. And then we're combined together and we are the same. But then outside of that, I still need to work on that.
but it will come. And for the listeners, we're talking about crystal dragon, and maybe you say, oh, what are they talking about? And I would want to make a explanation, a parenthesis.
Yes, finally.
That the crystal dragon is one of the light beings. We work in the conscious shamanism, or based on the method from the Yggdrasil school, and this is one of the light beings that help us through emotions and through uh, expert on forgiveness. So that's why we're mentioning the crystal dragon, since both Veronica and Janice have been already connected to it. Hmm. So
Absolutely.
close the parenthesis.